And Jam, we are live.
Dirty.
Yay, hello.
Dirty 30, dirty 30. Marc is turning dirty 30.
Yes, I am.
Because he's dirty.
Hello.
Dirty 30.
Oh, wow. Look how friggin' good
Whoa.
that looks.
Look at that. Looky there.
Camera's a little dirty, but you know what? We can...
Let me clean your face real quick,
Let me
sweetheart.
clean your face real quick, sweetie.
Here, sweetie. There you go. There you go, sweetheart. We got all the gunk off your cheekies. Is that better? Is that better, sweetie? Okay.
Just a little bit. There we go.
We are still experimenting with sounds, with cameras, with effects. You guys are part of an ongoing weekly science experiment,
Yes.
which we've primarily gotten to experiment with because we've been streaming video games at night. I think that we've done 5 now, 4, 5.
A lot more than that, but we've had to take a bunch down because they've been messed up.
Yeah. So we've done 5 nights so far. Feel free if you want to follow us on Twitch if you're into that kind of thing. Our username is just okay, I guess. Marc, you want to type that into the chat for us?
Sure.
So feel free to follow us. We'll probably stream a little bit tonight for Marc's birthday.
Twitch.tv/just okay, I guess.
There you go.
There you
All
go.
right. Now on.
We curse in dirty words, so no babies in the room.
Yeah. Well, it's hard not to when you have things shooting at you. So.
Holy shit, this stream looks good.
Today we're going. You said bad word.
Oh man, see what I tell you.
You're getting too used to streaming.
What I tell you. We're gonna start streaming on Twitch, and I'm gonna start cursing, and I'm gonna start offending people. So we got to be careful.
It's your birthday. You get 1. Everyone agree? Everybody agree, right? He gets 1. He already used up his 1. Next time he gets a smack, right? Let us know in the chat. Okay. Or you just get an extra birthday spanking. I already got to give you 30.
All right.
So we
More about that on Alphas After Dark.
We don't do these open Q&As
not very often.
Very often. We actually did one in March. But we decided that since it's tomorrow's Marc's birthday, technically, but since it's his birthday, these are his favorite to do because we get to answer a wider variety of questions rather than being constrained to a topic, which we normally are. So we thought that this would be a fun opportunity for us to just answer random questions that you might have. We also have Handmade Alpha Academies opening on June 14th. So if you end up having questions about that, this is a good chance to ask those because it's only open for 10 days for enrollment. And then we close the doors until December. So if you've got questions about that, this would be a good opportunity because you've still got several weeks to save up if you're planning on doing it. If you have questions about Etsy SEO, E-rank photography, branding, brand psychology, if you have questions about, I think the only thing that we don't answer questions about is taxes because we aren't tax experts and, we don't want you to sue us or try to yell at us and leave, mean comments about us on the interweb. So a couple things before we start, because I already see some questions coming in the chat. Thank you guys. Feel free to start getting those in. I'm going to go ahead and pop the chat out.
Yeah, good idea.
And give you this.
The way we have this set up now, I like this a lot more because now we can see everything.
Yeah. Before we get started, guys, and while I'm waiting for you to get some more questions in the chat, this upcoming week on Saturday, so a week from tomorrow, Adapt is launching.
It is launching.
This is a project that Amber Marie from the pet portraits that we know and love, she and I have been working on a project since November.
Bamber.
Because my Etsy shop is currently in a state of limbo because Swarovski crystals have discontinued their DIY components for individual crafters. I've got a video about that on my channel. If you rely on Swarovski crystals, you need to watch that because you're going to have to find a new supplier. For my jewelry, we have not yet. And we aren't sure what we're going to do. We're kind of at a standstill with the jewelry business that I spent 9 years building. That's my 6-figure shop. That is the shop that's been featured in news and media around the globe. So obviously it's very stressful when I can't get it back open. So Amber Marie and I did exactly what the name suggests. We adapted. I was able to take all of my skills and knowledge that I've used over the last 9 years to build my current Etsy shop. I used all the skills and knowledge that I teach you guys in Handmade Alpha Academy. We followed the exact same launch strategy to launch a brand new brand. And you guys don't even know what it is. You have no idea what we're launching. You have not even the slightest clue what Alpha Adapt is. But over 400 of you have signed up for our mailing list, because not only are you going to get to know what we're selling next Saturday when the Etsy shop opens to the public, but you're also going to be able to steal our marketing. Look at the emails that we send when you're on our email list for Alpha Adapt. Follow me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Starla and the Handmade Alphas. So look for all of the photos with glitchy pop-ups and mysterious messaging.
Mysterious messaging.
Because that's the whole point. We're teasing. And that is a part of my launch strategy.
Yep.
I tease products without telling you what they are. And that has sparked so much engagement that 400 people have signed up just to see what the heck we're doing. That is amazing. So if you want to sign up for the Alpha Adapt waiting list, it's linked down below. Just click to show more, and I went ahead and put that one right at the tippy top so you could find it. There's like a black heart emoji and a red question mark. Sign up for that email list, but don't just do it to be marketed to, okay? Because I am going to market to you. I'm going to show you, basically how I market. And I don't want you to just look at those as marketing. I want you to look at those as educational materials. Look at how I do my photos. Look at how I built my email list. Look at the aesthetic of the pages. Look at the marketing that we're doing on my Facebook page and social media, and really study how we are getting people onto the email list, because ultimately you can take it as marketing and say, oh, she's just selling to us. But really what I'm selling you is an opportunity to learn free stuff, because you can literally sit and copy what I'm doing. You just have to know that, if you buy, then that's great too. And a quick note, we have decided that we are not going to take any of the profit for Alpha Adapt. We are going to be actually giving that to Amber, because she's putting in so much work on this project. And we feel that it's only right that Amber got to take the pot on this one. So, and we're hoping that with that money, the plan is that she's going to save it up and come to America to visit Marc and I, because she lives in the UK. So we are like already planning all the videos and fun things that we're going to do for you guys when she's here. After, COVID's kind of died down. Thankfully, Amber's got her vaccine. So we need to make sure that her hubby's vaccinated and that flights are safe.
And we got to get ours.
And we got to get our vaccines, and then it'll be safe. But in the meantime, she's going to save up by saving money from Alpha Adapt. So, feel free to sign up to the email list and watch for that launch next Saturday. All right, let's scroll through. There's lots of questions.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right. We had one right when we started, but I think it disappeared. So
no, that's it.
No, it was one before this one. So if your question is before Eric Floyd's here, if you posted it right when we started, it can only go so far. So I'm sorry, but your question is gone. You will have to do it. But please don't repost it if your question is still showing.
Yes.
All right. Eric, I'd like to save time and make a few production listing videos to be used throughout our shop, dog collars. Or do you advise taking the time to produce more specific videos for each listing?
I think that either way is great. If you could do a couple specific videos, that's great. If you want to do it more like a trailer, almost like a commercial for your brand, with maybe get some footage of dogs running all happy with the collars on, and really create the feeling that you want your customers to feel when they're purchasing that product, I feel like it's going to be just as effective as if you did a video of just like a dog collar sitting on a lazy Susan rotating. In fact, I would opt to say that if I were looking at a brand and there was a very well created like video ad of dogs running with the collars with a sunset in the background, I would say that would bring me closer to making a purchase than just seeing the dog collar like spinning around on a lazy Susan. Mainly because they're already going to get a good idea of what your product is. You haven't reinvented the wheel. You're making dog collars. Most people know what a dog collar looks like and, how it functions. So you don't really need to display that in a video. Most people know that. I would say that if you could get just a video of a dog wearing the collar to show how it fits, and kind of create some happy emotions when they say, "Oh my God, it's a puppy," that would be the way that I would go. But either way, it's not going to make or break you. The fact that you're getting listing videos in there at all is fantastic. So do whatever feels right, and you can always change it later. It's not going to make or break you.
I'm considering opening a second Etsy shop to sell SVG files. I was thinking of selling the files that I use, that I created to use for the products that I sell. Is that a good idea, or should they be different?
I can see two sides to that. Are you going to be upset when you see your designs being sold on other products on Etsy? Because that's why people buy SVGs. They buy SVGs and then they use those SVGs to make products that they will also sell on Etsy. So if you already have a shop that has those designs on them, will you be upset if you see somebody else selling pretty much the exact same thing as you, possibly for less? If the answer is yes, then I would create different designs. If you don't really care and you're not super married to your designs, then go for it. But like I said, just it really depends on where your emotions are and where your emotional attachment is. So hope that helps.
See, Charlie said, I haven't been able to be here for the past few weeks. What have I missed?
Well,
we ended world hunger. We made peace with the entire world.
Marc landed on the moon last weekend.
Yep, and I'm already on the way to Mars. I'm a hologram that you're seeing here. I'm on a spaceship somewhere. No, not much.
Feel free to watch the last few videos. They're all recorded and ready to go. I highly recommend watching the SEO game show and the Brad Pitt video. Those were
the Brad Pitt one. People seem to get a lot out of, so
which is crazy because I did not think that was going to go over well, but apparently you guys liked it.
Oh, she's good at doing stuff. Who would have thought?
Me?
Let's see.
I'm good.
Yeah.
While holding my world's okayest coach mug that's backwards because the camera's switched.
Yeah. I mean, it's showing them in the order that we're actually in. Man, it looks good.
It does. You guys like how it looks? Does it look professional?
We had one complaint, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Oh.
Question. If I have two good keywords in my title, should I have high competition, high search one first, or more specific lower competition search keyword first?
First, it doesn't matter what's first.
It doesn't really matter what's first. I'm a big fan of having what the product is first.
Yeah.
Like, whichever one describes the product best first. That way, when people are searching for it, if their eyes scroll through it, people don't start reading in the middle of a sentence. They start at the beginning, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, it needs to act because, you're only going to get like a little bit of preview text on a search page. So what the shopper reads directly under your listing photo on a search page with all your competitors, that should point to what your product is, whatever it is. If it's World's Okayest Coach Mug, then I want to make sure that World's Okayest Coach Mug is the text that I see, front and center. But if they're about the same, if it's like World's Okayest Coach Cup versus World's Okayest Coach Mug, I would say that I would just use whichever has the most searches, but it doesn't matter because the order doesn't matter. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Just make sure that what you have at the front of your titles, at least, is most accurately pointing to the type of product that you're selling. Tags absolutely don't matter. You could put those in any which way you want to.
Yeah. Joining HAA in June, any supplies I need to buy in advance?
No, that's the great thing about Handmade Alpha Academy. The only thing that I recommend that you buy is a binder. Make sure that you have a printer. And if you don't have a printer, you can draw the things out right on your own paper. Most people like to print them out. A hole punch for your binder is recommended. I usually just tell everybody when they start putting the school supplies out, stock up on all the fun notebooks and things that you would have bought if you were in school, because it makes taking notes and it makes actually doing the work a lot more fun when you're using the crazy gel pens and when you're using the crazy binders. It enhances the experience for I know that our guys who are in HAA, they don't give a crap about that stuff. They don't care about the Lisa Frank notebooks, but I know for a lot of our alphas, they definitely respond really well to having the fun school supplies. And I do when I do an online course, which I've taken many, I mean, I've got colorful pens all over the place.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that's all you need. The point of Handmade Alpha Academy is that you get in and you don't have to buy anything. And the one thing that you do have to have, which is an E-Rank Pro membership for $120 a year, we buy that for you. And we're not given that by Anthony just because
we
work
pay for
him.
it. I just wrote him a big fat boy check.
Yeah, so we pay for that per alpha who enrolls.
Yes.
So that's the only thing you need.
Deb.
Hi, Deb.
Do you have any Etsy Google Analytics setup info? I have my old Google IU, but with the new changes, I can't find out how to see my search terms. Thanks. I actually don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, he's our Google Analytics guy over at eRank, which Debbie knows that because Debbie also is a superstar at eRank. Maybe you could get a little acquainted with Google Analytics and do a
for Etsy, do a little mini episode. Yeah, I could do that.
Maybe later on.
Yeah. Are you guys accepting packages for an unboxing video yet? To be honest, I don't even know if our PO box is still active because we haven't wanted to go. Our actual post office is so full of people all the time, we never want to go there.
Yeah, so for those who are new, we used to do unboxing videos, and then COVID hit, and we asked everybody to stop sending things to our PO for safety reasons. I know everybody complained. They're like, COVID doesn't live on surfaces. Well, yeah, but I still have to go into the post office.
Which is always very, very full of people.
Because we live next to a military base where everyone's mailing things to family. So
yes, our mail office is in between like 4 cities. It's like the center of 4 cities.
We have drawers and drawers and drawers full of products that we have not hosted a giveaway for. Simply because we wanted to wait until COVID. It's a mess right now, so we're not sure when we're going to resume them. And
we promise we'll let you know when we are, though.
Yeah, we feel really bad, but we want to stay safe.
We'll probably end up sending an email out about it when we're ready to start accepting them again.
And I want to make sure that Mark and I are vaccinated before we start doing them, because that is a big commitment. We have to go into the post office pretty much every single day, and we usually only leave our house like once a week. So I know that sounds crazy that it's a big commitment to leave the house, but we live in a very, very busy town, and it turned something that should take 10 minutes turns into like an hour ordeal. So we'll let you guys know.
Look how happy this boy is. He's just laying his head
smiling.
Back, sleeping. Can Mark tell us anything about Dogecoin and his thoughts on the future of Dogecoin? Yes, I can. I think that it's a good idea to invest in it. Again, not a legal professional, not an investment professional, but it's worth like 30 cents right now. I bought in
at 6 cents.
At 6 cents, and that was like 2 months ago. Billionaires are mentioning it. Obviously, Elon Musk talks about it nonstop. He's the reason Bitcoin went from 30,000 to 60,000 in a day. If more billionaires get in on it, there's a very good chance that they're going to have a little meme war over who gets the Dogecoin rights and kind of thing. So it could end up blowing up. If you got a couple $100 to put into it, I mean, it's obviously more expensive now. So only put in what you can lose. You can afford to lose, but
you're gambling.
It's gambling. I mean, that's kind of what it is. But I mean, the market cap right now, what people estimate is somewhere between $9 and $10 because of where interest is at. But the more interest grows and the more billionaires get into it, the higher that market cap goes. So if you're gonna buy in, I would buy in now before it gets to a point where like Bitcoin was, where it went from like $1 to $1,000 like overnight, and then nobody could afford it anymore.
And we can joke about it. We can say, "Oh, that's silly," but look, when I remember when
Bitcoins were $60,000 when I was in the military, it was worth pennies.
Yeah, we were like, "Oh, this Bitcoin thing, this is silly, this is crazy," and now
we could literally, if we would have been smart and just bought like 10, 15 of them back when they cost almost nothing, it would have cost us less than $1, and we would be like retirement worthy right now. But anyway, well, we'll get off of that. But this is what Angela said. Your background looks like when Ray Christine tried to fade out her ugly carpet. Sorry. Well, the thing is, the reason that we do that, and here, let me, I think that was it. Am I on the right thing? Yeah. So I turned that off, and our background looks like crap. Here, let's wait till it pops up on here, and it'll look like crap. So then we do this. And then it goes away.
Yeah, because our Friday Bean backdrop, it's
I could just get rid of it. How about that? I just got rid of it.
Yeah, Angela, see what you did.
See what you did? I just deleted the background. I actually want to see how this looks with the GoPro. That works really well. It's like it's cutting their chairs out. But yeah. So blur in the background because our background looks like crap. I don't even have the intensity turned up. I'll do it just for you. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Quit complaining.
Yeah, we're doing it because we're remodeling our space. The Friday Bean backdrop is getting wrinkled, and
Yes, we're moving her desk onto that side of the room over there, and then we're going to be putting up some gray curtains to make it a little bit easier. And then I'm going to get a chroma key to put behind her so she can replace her background whenever she wants.
Yeah. So that's the plan for the long run. In the meantime, we're just experimenting. We're just playing. We're playing around with stuff. Hopefully it's not so distracting that you can't still learn from
I like this. I think it makes the camera look crispy. I think it makes us look good.
Yeah, I like it. I think that we look a lot crisper.
I don't care what you think.
Let's see.
Starla, I sent you an email for the one supplier that will be selling Swarovski to select artists. Yeah, I'm imagining it's probably going to be people like that do things for companies like Hellsberg and stuff like that sell Swarovskis. I kind of doubt it's going to be Etsy sellers.
Yeah.
Unless they specifically said they're going to be doing it for some Etsy sellers, but...
Here's the thing. I'm very offended by Swarovski's choices. I understand that they're trying to maintain their name and do the high-end thing, but a lot of people rely on them. And I didn't realize how many people relied on them until I made my video. And then I had people saying like, oh my God, my business is completely screwed. What am I going to do? So I'm actually quite upset. I'm a little sour. And I think that people are more upset for me that I'm not making my jewelry right now than I'm upset. Like, I've been doing it for 9 years. It's fun. I enjoy it. I've really liked the time off, though. I've really liked building a new brand.
We've really enjoyed it, and we think this new brand might be
might
be replacing the old brand, because the old one, unfortunately, with us both working for E-Rank and also running HAA and planning future content, it's just too much work. It's too much work. And yeah, we could hire somebody, but it's like the business would only make enough to pay someone to hire them unless we really expanded. So yeah, the glass ceiling on that business isn't very high.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun helping Amber and building this new brand from scratch. So we'll see where it goes. I might end up building more than one brand in the future. I'm not getting off of Etsy. I have to have I have to stay on Etsy. That's my place. That is where I want to be. But I don't know what the future of Art by Starla Moore is. It might be like a limited thing. What's the matter?
Charlie said you skipped over my question, but I absolutely didn't.
Nope.
The what if I missed question? We answered that. There isn't another question after that.
Yeah, feel free to put it in again.
All right, Barbie. I have been primarily selling digital fiber arts patterns, but now transitioning into finished products. How do I not get taken advantage in with shipping?
You charge what the shipping price is.
Yeah.
You go to the post office, you weigh your package, or if you have a package scale at home, you see how much it costs to ship, and you charge exactly that rate. I'm not quite sure what.
Plus shipping supplies if it's expensive to ship it.
Yeah.
If it costs $5 plus $2 for the supplies, charge $7.
Yeah. There's no way to get taken advantage of for shipping. You state your rates.
Now, if it's incredibly expensive to ship what you've got to ship, then you've got to put that cost into the product. That's just...
Yeah, you can always round a little, round all of it or some of it into the product, just depending on how much. That way you can offer the free shipping guarantee if you want to. But free shipping does not mean free shipping. Somebody's paying for it.
Yep.
It's just the seller has usually put the price of shipping into the product, inflated that price so that they could put free shipping on the, yeah. So it's up to you how you want to do it. But either way, you just need to find out how much it's going to cost to ship your product by either boxing your product, taking it to the post office on a day when they're not super busy and asking them to weigh it for you, or purchasing a package scale on Amazon. They're relatively cheap.
Yep.
And see how much it's going to cost. So hope that helps.
We're getting close to the end of the questions, guys. You better be getting in questions if you want to get them answered today. We got plenty of time left. I'm into a seller said it would be so fun if Amber gets to come to Ohio. Would you guys consider doing an Etsy seller lunch or something for local peeps? Yeah, we actually talked about this way back in the day, before it was even the Friday Bean, I think. Now we're to a point where we're kind of big enough where we have to do it with a place that kind of has security, because with our audience as big as it is, there's at least one weirdo. But I mean, honestly, maybe.
Yeah.
Once COVID stuff settles down, we might be willing to do that. Again, we have to make sure we have security because we're big enough now that there's at least one person that's like, ooh, I watch this hot girl every week. If I can't have her, nobody can. Like, there's a very good chance that there's a perv murderer watching the stream right now. So
we did Bitchcraft Fair a couple years in a row, and we did the Raw Artist Fair. And we had quite a few alphas come see us, but it was nothing remarkable, and it ended up being very costly for us for our travel and accommodations and things like that. And then, we had like 5 or 6 alphas show up. So our audience has grown significantly since then. I would love to do it. We'll see how it goes, but I don't want to get Amber here and then try to overcram the time that we have with her by trying to organize some big elaborate thing. And I also don't want to do the big elaborate thing in my hometown because not that we don't love you guys, but there's, like he said, there might be weirdos and we don't want them trying to find our house or something. So
yeah,
we try to do a good job of not letting you guys know where we live because we don't want to get egged by anyone who's like, I hate Etsy.
Egged, huh?
I don't know.
Get my house shot up. I followed your advice and I changed all my listings in one day. I'm gonna shoot up your house.
I don't think that's gonna happen. But
Your computer froze.
Are we?
There it goes.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry. Yeah, her computer just totally froze up for a second. I don't know what the world that was about.
All right.
Let me get back up here. Okay. Sab. If the tag undated planner and undated weekly planner both have a lot of searches, shall I include both of them to aim for the exact search term, though I'm repeating undated and planner?
So it's up to you. I would experiment with both methods because ultimately you don't need to repeat keywords.
No.
But if you're really trying to aim for both of those keywords, then you can get exact matches for both of those by including the full keyword phrase. You never know which combination is going to work best, though. So I'm assuming that if you're selling planners that are undated, you probably have more than one of them. You might just want to do an A/B split test. Do one way, do another one the other way, and then using erank.com, use the change tracker tool. I believe that's under the listings tab in your top navigation. Track the results of your changes. Track to see how many views, favorites, and sales those changes have resulted in, because ultimately you're never going to know which method's going to work best for you until you put it into practice. That's one thing that a lot of people, and I'm not saying that that's what you're saying, but a lot of people don't understand that we can't tell you what method will work better, because we will never know what method will work better, because that's going to change week to week, month to month. It's going to change based on search trends. For example, around this time last year, I was telling everybody, yeah, make face masks. Face masks, that's where it's at. I wouldn't recommend anybody start a face mask shop right now. Because it's not.
Don't do it.
It's not trending anymore.
Don't do it.
Everybody's got masks. Masks are readily available. They're everywhere now. So the trends have changed. You're never going to know how something's going to work until you test it out. But if I were you, I would A/B split test so you can accurately gauge the results.
Let's see. Juju, how do you guys come up with topics for live streams? By yelling at each other and being really mad at each other for an entire day before the stream.
So sometimes we have a topic in mind. For example, next week we're going to be talking about Adapt in the process of launching a brand new.
I forgot we were doing that. I thought we were doing the critiques next week.
Oh no, we can push it back a week.
Okay.
So sometimes we have some ideas. Sometimes those ideas are based on, just common problems, things that we see in the alpha community. We've been doing this for like 3 years now, I believe. We've been live streaming every Friday. We are running dry on ideas, I will admit. And you guys offer us a lot of really great suggestions, but sometimes they're not possible because sometimes you guys ask for things that either aren't possible.
Well, most of the time it's an issue of length. It's not a topic that we can cover. We try to keep these at least an hour and no more than 2 hours. And most of the time they're ideas that would only take about 5 minutes to explain.
Right.
It's like they're individual questions like what we answer here. And there's not really enough detail without it being drab and dry.
Yeah. We are definitely running dry on ideas, but we tend to revisit old topics that we've done because as we grow and as we gain more experience,
there's always new people.
Oh yeah, there's new people, but we also evolve add-ons and things that we can add to what we've previously stated. For example, last week we did SEO mistakes. We've done a ton of videos about SEO mistakes, but
things change.
Right, since we've been working for eRank, we've learned a ton of new mistakes that sellers make. So we were able to revisit that topic. But like I said, I don't give advice on things that I'm not good at or that I don't have experience in. So when you guys ask me for like, oh, can you do a 2-hour session on Pinterest marketing strategy? I'm like, I don't know anything about Pinterest. I can't do that for you. I could maybe find some expert to talk about it, but I'm going to tell you guys the things that I know about, which are marketing psychology, SEO, eRank, all eRank tools, branding, Etsy success, and things within that realm. Photography. I'm pretty good with iPicky.com and Canva. So,
yeah.
Into
a seller. Do you want adjectives for the first or main product, the very first word? I don't think it matters.
No, it doesn't. That doesn't matter at all. Not at all.
Let's see. To the SVG question, my compromise is that I sell mid-level sellers as an SVG file, not my top sellers. Those are exclusive to me, but I can squeeze a few more bucks out of a lower seller with SVGs.
Sure.
That makes sense. Yeah, if you got something that's not selling very well, push that problem onto somebody else. Seriously.
I mean, yeah.
That's business. That's literally capitalism at its best.
But might be selling it somewhere else. Maybe they could find luck with it at a craft fair or
that's literally how stores like Ross and stuff like that operate. You have companies like Apostle, American Eagle, Buckle, all these companies that make these big high-end clothes. They have stuff that doesn't sell. They sell them to companies like that, and then those companies resell them and make a profit off of them. That's literally the exact same thing, just with digital image files.
Yep.
See, I have a question about digital planners. I would like to market to Android users, but eRank shows almost no volume for that, just iPad, etc. How can I target Android users? Exactly how the iPhone and Apple users are being targeted. I mean, realistically, the reason that you don't see as much data for that is because Android users are used to not being targeted towards. I mean, really, every major company makes stuff for iPhone because they've bought exclusivity rights to most companies, so you never see good Android stuff out there. And that's probably never going to change. So if you're making Android stuff, then you just got to kind of market it to Android people.
And that's great because I am in that niche of Android users who is very frustrated that every time I want to buy something for my phone, they only have it for Apple. So I think that just using those Android keywords, yeah, you might not be seeing the same search results as people who are searching for Apple products. But the people who are searching for Android products specifically are desperate for them because there are not as many of them. So that's a better niche.
I think eventually that'll turn itself around. The more Apple burns its customers, the more people are going to stop. I mean, PC gaming, for one, is already doing a lot. You can't PC game on a Mac. I mean, you can, but very, very minimal stuff. Most games aren't built to be ran on Mac, but people are realizing that Mac breaks a lot of laws Apple breaks a lot of laws. They're like anti-right to repair. Like you can't open up an Apple machine and repair it without breaking your warranty, which is against the law in the US if you didn't know that. But anyway.
Marc's very anti-Apple.
They treat their employees and their customers like garbage. And it's not any better for like Android, but Samsung doesn't have a whole lot of like actual stores. Apple is its own brand. They're kind of a monopoly within their own company. But anyway, I won't rant on that today.
You skipped some people.
Did I? No, I didn't. SVG question, no question.
Angela.
Oh, yeah. Got a bad review today. Buyer said this is a scam, didn't receive item. Tracking shows delivered to mailbox. So ticked. How would you handle?
If the tracking says delivered to mailbox, you can report it to Etsy and they will remove it. If the tracking says that it was delivered, then
Don't respond to the review.
Yeah, don't respond to it publicly.
Etsy probably won't remove it if you do.
Yeah, so report it to Etsy. You could try reaching out to the customer and say, hey, I'm looking at your tracking right now. It says delivered. I would love to work this out with you. If you'd be willing to change your review, I can reship it. I can, if you want to do that. If not, just contact Etsy and let them know, because things do get stolen out of mailboxes, unfortunately. But yeah, I wouldn't want something saying that I'm a scam on my storefront either. So I would just go ahead and report it to Etsy and make sure that you tell them that the tracking shows as delivered.
Dulcie said Bitcoin is so bad for the environment.
It is.
It is. However, there is a cap on Bitcoin. There is a limited amount of Bitcoin that can be mined. So eventually it will completely come to a halt. Dogecoin is infinite. So invest in Doge.
Doge is better for the environment.
Marc's nipples going wild in green screen.
Oh, because we're the dark.
You guys got a sweet honey glow in your cheeks.
Aww.
It's because I'm pregnant. Let's see.
Are you?
Yeah.
Aww.
Handcrafted by Liz said, read the Swarovski situation. Keep your eye on Preciosa. They have opened up their crystal selection amazingly. We built our brand specifically on Swarovski, and that's kind of how we got the brand to be so big to begin with. We were one of the first few people that was using Swarovski because we found distributors and nobody knew you could do that yet.
Long, long ago.
To the moon. Absolutely. To the moon. And then straight past it, right onto Mars.
Gifts.
Anyway, maybe you can't see it because I included a link to my listing in it.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't post links on YouTube. YouTube will automatically remove it.
Yeah. You missed gifts by
Where?
Vesta, right here.
I'm blind today. It's all these lights. I have a hard time with all these friggin' lights going on. Anyway, how long did it take you guys to make a full-time living on Etsy? Also, any advice?
A whole webinar on this. So, obviously right now, we don't make a full-time living on Etsy. I want to be completely transparent about that. Etsy allowed us to open a lot of really great doors so that we can move on and build multiple income streams. I highly recommend that you guys also plan to build multiple income streams, okay? Because Etsy's going to have off seasons, and that doesn't mean have Etsy in a day job. You don't have to do that. You can do things like Amazon affiliate links. You could do things like a YouTube channel that's monetized. You could do things like having people, doing wholesale deals for your products where you're working with other, sellers to sell your products in their stores. There are so many different things. Right now, our income streams include Etsy, which, right now it's at a standstill, but we'll tie in Etsy, Handmade Alpha Academy, YouTube, Amazon affiliate links, which we donate all of that money, but we'll still include it. Helping with E-Rank. So there's 5 income streams. I think that we're missing some. What else do we do? Stocks. We'll count stocks.
Yeah, stocks and crypto, which that's very, very small. That's
right.
We don't put very much into that. And then at the occasion, we haven't done an affiliate thing with anybody in a couple of years, but occasionally we'll do affiliate things.
Affiliate marketing. So there's 7 things. Okay. When we got our Etsy shop to the point, we call it the point of sustainability. The way that happened was basically Marc was in the military. I worked from home on my Etsy shop, and Marc's back was going out. He had injured himself.
Yep.
There were days when he couldn't even bend down to tie his boots. He had to get out. We couldn't stay in California any longer.
Yeah, and our degenerative disc disease.
Yeah. So basically he said that I had a year, and if I could make enough money that we could live off of it, we could go back home to Ohio, and he could get himself a small job here, and we could, settle down in Ohio. So that's what really pushed me, because it wasn't like one of those things where I felt like I had a choice. I had to make it work. I had to save him. I had that motivation there where I was like, oh crap, he's hurting himself every day, and he's doing it for our family.
Yeah. And I worked in a high paid career field getting out of the military, except that my particular career field, I had the experience and years for it, but most positions also required a master's degree in intelligence fundamentals. So I was not interested in that. I could perform in any job that they would have put me in, but I was not going to spend all of that money and 8 to 10 years to get a master's degree in intelligence. It just wasn't worth it to me.
Yeah. So basically, I spent every single day treating my Etsy shop like a 12-hour job. I mean, I'll admit, our marriage kind of suffered then because I was working all the time. He was working all the time. We didn't spend a lot. But once we built the audience, which was the hardest part, you got to build the audience. Once we built that and we had our email list set up with our funnel, it was easy because then all I had to do was make the products, plan my launches, and market. And then I could just send out an email to my audience and say, hey, new collection is now live. And they would flock to it. And that's exactly what we're doing with Alpha Adapt. We're doing the exact same thing. And hopefully you guys are signed up for the email list for Alpha Adapt so you can watch me do it again. And this is exactly how I built Art by Starla Moore to that point of sustainability. And I know that sounds too simple, I guess, but it's really that easy. It's just you have to be able to build that funnel and get those raving followers in a location outside of Etsy and outside of Facebook where you know that you have direct contact with them. It's like having their cell phone number, you know. You can contact them at any time. And these are people who are so interested in what you're making that they want you to email them when you've got a new thing. They're excited for it. They are asking you, when are you launching new stuff? I'm ready to buy new stuff. And really once you hit that point, the rest is easy. I like I say in Handmade Alpha Academy, it's like pushing a snowball up a mountain. Yeah. As you're pushing, it's going to get harder and harder and harder because that snowball is growing and you've got all that weight on top of your shoulders. But once you get to the top of the mountain, it's like all the weight lifts, and then going back down, that snowball rolls on its own. There's no momentum needed because you've already got the big snowball. It's so heavy that it's just going to roll at full speed all by itself. So that's how you should treat your business. You know that you're going to do a lot of work up front. Handmade Alpha Academy is there. If you're interested in it, that helps a ton because that's going to actually give you the roadmap on exactly what to do. But I see sellers do it all the time on their own. You just need to make sure that you build your own strategy. Handmade Alpha Academy, I give you a strategy that I know works. And we've got 600 alphas who can back up the fact that it works. But that's not the only way. Make a strategy today. Sit down with pen and paper and decide what you're going to do over the span of 365 days.
See, any website recommendations for investing in Dogecoin? You know, I just started investing this year, and I talked to our tax accountant when we went in and did taxes, and she was very, very happy that I was using Robinhood. I know there's a lot of controversy with Robinhood, but the thing is at the end of the fiscal year, Robinhood sends you tax statements with all of your earnings and your losses, so you don't have to do any math or print anything out. You just have to open up the email that Robinhood sends you, print out your tax documents, and hand it to your tax person. That's for people in the US. If you live somewhere else, then maybe something else is better, but Robinhood is what I've got. Currently, the only controversy with it is you can buy into Dogecoin. However, it is one of the only investing platforms where you cannot actually withdraw the Dogecoin into a wallet like you would with any other virtual currency where you can withdraw them into a crypto wallet. You can't do that, but they're working on that. Let's see. Tien, my sale is so slow to the point of no sale. I just turn off my ads because it gets costly. Not sure if it's just me or if this is a slow sale time. It's just slow right now for everybody. Yeah, for most people.
There's a whole 2-hour live stream on my channel. There's a snail as the thumbnail. I'm seeing it everywhere. There was this group. Do you guys know the group Etsy on Facebook? That is the whiniest group. I know that there's a lot of you in it. I'm in it too, but that is the whiniest group. And every time I go in there, it's someone saying, oh my God, it's slow sales. I'm not making any sales. I'm not making sales right now. And then everybody comments like, I'm not making sales either. It must be Etsy. No, this is normal. If you started selling it on Etsy in 2020, what you were experiencing was an abnormal number of sales in spring and summer because we were in a pandemic and everybody was stuck at home and they were online shopping. Things are opening back up now. So the marketplace is going back to normal, where normally in spring and summer, we don't see a lot of sales unless you're selling things for like weddings, flip-flops, bikinis, summer stuff. You're not going to see as many sales, and that's normal. That's why we recommend taking Handmade Alpha Academy in the summer, because if you take it in the summer, if you take it in June, you'll be ready by the time sales start to peak back up in September. September is when you can start to expect things to start moving again. October, you're getting a lot more momentum, and then November is typically everybody's best month as long as they sell giftable items. November is what you want to strive for. HAA gets you ready for November if you enroll in January. If you decide to enroll in December, then you've got a whole, 6 months to prep.
Can you go over eRank? I signed up, but I'm not sure how to use it to increase sales on my Etsy shop. I am currently editing a couple of videos that will be going up for eRank that will do exactly that.
Yeah, so Mark and I both work for eRank. That's a really broad question. How can I use eRank? eRank, the purpose of it, the primary purpose of it, is to find good keywords to put in your listing titles and tags using the keyword tool, Keyword Explorer. Keyword tool and Keyword Explorer are actually being updated and merged. I think that that's complete now. Debbie, if you're still here, feel free to let me know. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. I would recommend, because it sounds like you're really new, I would recommend going to erank.com/blog and start looking at some blog posts. I think that would be your best bet. Start sifting through and learning the platform a little bit better. But ultimately, the purpose of eRank is to find the exact words that Etsy shoppers are searching for and typing into search so that you can make sure that you're putting those words into your tags and titles. You can check my channel. Type in eRank into the tiny little search bar under my main banner on my channel, and I have tons of eRank videos that are going to help you. So hope that helps.
Jen and Tonic said, I know a couple places in Dayton that would be great for doing the event. I think I'd probably do it in Centerville just because it's a little bit of a nicer area.
Yeah.
I think we'd probably go to Centerville.
I wouldn't want alphas to Google Dayton and then get hear the bad stuff and then get scared.
because Dayton's got some rough stuff about it. Anyway, do you cover transitioning to your own website in HAA? I'd still keep my Etsy shop, but I'd like to have my own site as well. I'm really excited about the June class. No, unfortunately, we don't.
Handmade Alpha Academy is an Etsy course. Yeah. It is. If you want a website course, you got to take a website course. What I can say is that what most alphas do is they use Etsy as a funnel to get people to their website. And the way that you do that is you follow HAA, you get your Etsy shop doing good, bringing in traffic, you get it sustainable. And then when you get those contacts on your email list, which we teach you how to do in Handmade Alpha Academy, you get them on your email list. And then when you send emails out, you link your website. Or you can put inserts in your packages that direct to your website. So it's almost like you land the customer on Etsy and you build the association and you get your first sale on Etsy, but then all future sales, you send them to your website. But we teach you how to do that legally, ethically, not violating any of Etsy's terms of service in Handmade Alpha Academy.
Dulcie, it wasn't a direct question to us, but we'll answer it anyway. If there are any artists or illustrators here, what do you guys do to combat overexhaustion? I've been working on my 2 shops and I really enjoy it, but it doesn't feel like I ever get anything done, even though I'm being really productive. Yeah, that's kind of the rough thing about it. You got to give yourself free time and hope that your free time balances well with the amount of actual work you're putting into it.
Oh, handsome. Look at you get handsome.
Thank you.
Handsome comments. Those make him happy, you guys. You tell him he's handsome.
Not too many, though, because comments are going to start disappearing.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Etsy ads, is it just a giant gamble? I used to say no, but yeah, it absolutely 100% is, now that we know how they work.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is. Pam Duthie has a great video about Etsy ads that she made a couple weeks ago. That kind of talks about the mechanics of how they work, because Etsy explained how they work. Not as big of a advocate of Etsy ads anymore. Not a big fan. It really is a gamble. So if they're working for you, fantastic. Feel free to test it out. Check out Pam Duthie's video about Etsy ads if you want to learn a little bit more about how they work. I can't say that I don't recommend them, because some people see great success with them.
Yep.
But if you're not seeing success,
dump them.
Don't be afraid to ditch them.
My daughter's shop was gangbusters until January. Top 1% of sellers. Things slowed down, but we still get orders. We're starting a second shop with a new genre of items. Any tips for running dual shops. Stick with. I have to go get that because that is a very expensive thing. I'll be right back. You
That's
answer
fine.
that question.
Yeah. So, running 2 shops at the same time is hard. I will say that. I really recommend that sellers make sure that if you're running 2 shops, that you get your first shop sustainable first. Because building 2 shops to success at the same time is like trying to build 2 houses at the same time when you need somewhere to live, okay? If you need somewhere to live and you don't want to get rained on, you need to make sure that you get one house to live in built first. And then when you already have a roof over your head and you're dry and you're warm, you can work on your other house, okay?
Computer upgrades. Yay.
Sure. It's a mystery to me.
I need Thunderbolt.
But running dual shops, I mean, really, you just have to be good at time management. I hate to say it. We're all gifted with the same 24-hour day, and some people are going to be able to run 2 shops and do just fine. Some people are gonna struggle. I struggled. I wasn't able to do it. So I would say that you need to identify whether both shops are working after a certain given point. And if you are, finding yourself super burned out a year from now, you might need to ditch one of them. Don't get too married to an idea just because you like it, because you also have to do what's right for you and you have to do what's right for your customers. And if nobody's buying, then obviously what you're doing is not right for your customers. So it's all about balance and your personal abilities.
Do you have to have a business license to sell on Etsy? We can't answer that for you.
It's gonna depend on your area, where you're at, your country, your state, your county. What you need to do is get a hold of your small business, small SBA, small business association,
something like that. You could probably just Google, do I have to have a business license for an online business in XYZ?
Yeah. And look for your small business, your SBA. Look for your SBA wherever you live. There's usually a phone number on there. And there's also typically just a big list of common FAQs. So go in there and read for your area.
And it's usually very confusing legal speak. For the most part, in most places in the US, that's a no. But these kind of laws change all the time. You can thank Ajit Pai for that a couple of years back when he just absolutely destroyed internet law and states decided they were going to start charging sales tax on online purchases, even though it's still technically against the law to do so. But, it's just internet, government. Also, just an idea video prior to June's HAA featuring interviewing past HAA students who have done well after taking the course. We've done that before.
Yeah, we've done. So the only reason that we haven't been doing a lot of interviews lately is because the process used to be easy. Used to be we could just send somebody a link and they could join us. Now it's a whole big shadoo.
That's a thing.
But we do have a huge student testimonial video. We have interviews with students on the channel. All you really need to do is go to my channel and then type in Handmade Alpha Academy in the tiny search bar under my main banner.
Yep.
And you can find all of the past videos. But we do have a lot of them. We've got Paula Haas. We've got Amber Marie. We've got Yalissa. We've got Stacy. We've got
a bunch of people.
Yeah, we've got a ton.
We got questions to answer.
Sorry.
I did want to take a minute to announce while we have our peak concurrent viewers. We're going to be doing shop critiques again. I found a way that we can do that. Not next week, but the week after, we're going to be doing the shop critiques. Next week's Q&A, we're going to have a link in the description for an email list for you to sign up for, so you can put your shop in there for the shop critiques. We're not going to do them through the chat anymore because some people get pissy and they
send me mean messages.
They get crappy undies and we don't want to hear about it. So we're going to have people sign up specifically for the list to put their shops on it. If your name is not on that list, we will not be looking at your shop. I'm going to do it random. I'm going to draw it live. I found a little online spinner wheel that'll show it. It'll pop up the name so you know exactly who we're looking at. And we will have the requirements for what you need to put in the subscription and for your email and all that kind of stuff. We'll probably send you an email to reply to from that email list, and then you'll be signed up. So just keep an eye out for that next Friday beat.
Yeah. Yeah, because a couple party poopers decided to send me mean messages after the last one because they didn't get picked. And I'm not having it. It's bad for my mental health.
Why do people have to be like that? Well, everybody's got different ways of acting, and they were all brought up differently, and this, that, and the other. And we're not judging. Just don't be crappy. We're nice to you. Be nice to us. So I've been selling for like a year now. It was a good year, but what's SEO, E-rank, and that stuff? I found you from the group in Facebook. I think you've covered almost all of that by this point.
SEO is search engine optimization. So if you don't know what that is, we got a big problem because that's one of the most important pieces of success on Etsy. If you're doing great on your own, that's great. But if you're doing great on your own, just imagine how great you'll be doing if you incorporate search engine optimization into your shop. Mm-hmm. So go on my channel. What I would recommend is just type in SEO. I've got a video that I think is called What is SEO? Start there and work your way through all of my SEO videos because that is something that you need. You will hit a cap someday if you do not optimize your listings. So start there. I've got a whole video literally just describing, I think it's called SEO for beginners or something like that. It's me holding a sign that says send help. Look for that video. Send help.
Well, so maybe do part 1 and part 2 for longer topics. Then if they're shorter topics, if there's any extra time left, you can do shop reviews.
Shop reviews, we have to set up a whole thing for, so we can't do those on the fly, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Those have to be set up ahead of time.
Is there an easy way to create color swatches for listings?
Canva, maybe? Maybe do Canva. Yeah. Because then you can just type in the hex codes. I would do it with Canva. That if you were asking me to make one for you, that's how I would do it. Because you can type in those hex codes directly.
Gary said, it seems like print on demand is really big. I thought about doing print on demand, but I already have all the equipment to do t-shirts with HTV. Would you suggest that I just make my own or jump into POD? That's kind of up to you, man.
Depends on how much time you've got. If you have the time to make all those shirts by yourself, photograph them, and be able to do it all on your own, then awesome. If you don't want to put in that time, a print-on-demand company is going to fulfill the orders for you. They're going to provide the mock-ups for you so that you don't have to do your own photography. Really, you're just going to have to market and optimize them. But your margins are going to be smaller. If you're doing everything yourself, you're going to make more money per sale.
And you can also guarantee the quality. You can guarantee that what's shipping out is always up to your standards if you're making them yourself. That's kind of how I feel about it. It's usually cheaper, less upfront cost and all that to do POD, but I like the quality of something handmade.
Yep.
So
it's completely up to you.
It's up to you.
Just depends on how much time you have.
Boop, boop, boop. I'm used to that Android experience as well. Yep. Question, when a customer marks an order as a gift but doesn't specify if the order goes first to them or to the gift receiver and just doesn't answer messages, should I still add an invoice with or without price?
So if they mark it as a gift, they are asking you to not put the packing slip in. They're asking, or nothing with the price, okay? Mm-hmm. That's all that means. So if they request that it's a gift order, it doesn't mean that you need to add a note or do anything special. You don't need to message them. Just don't include the slip that has the price. That's it. That's all that means.
See, Terpy, I create a romance book lover gift package that's getting sales. I originally planned to keep it around Valentine's Day. Now I'm thinking I'll keep it year round. Problem, I want to update what's included. But I know changing the SEO would change my rank for book cover or book lover package. Should I change them to reflect the new stuff I'm adding if the keywords wouldn't work with what I want to add to them? I mean, if you're changing the title, that's different than if you're just going to add stuff into the description of it. Yeah, the description you can edit no matter what.
Description holds no weight. Photos hold no weight on ranking. Mm-mm. The things that hold weight on your ranking are your tags and your titles.
But if you are going to change your title, there is a potential that you could hurt the SEO for it for a developed listing. So just be careful with what you do.
Yeah, if it's not making sales, then you're not really going to hurt it. So I wouldn't worry about it. Mm-hmm. If it's selling all the time, if you consider it, a decently selling item compared to the other items in your shop,
and just be careful.
Yeah, then just be careful and know that you need to keep an eye on it if you do make those changes, because you might take out a keyword that was actually supporting the integrity of the entire listing. So,
Let's see. Hello from Ohio. I have a competitor that only uses one-word keywords and mine are long tail. They're ranking better. Did Etsy change keyword optimization again?
no.
Nope. There's a lot that goes into that.
No, we have an entire... was this the Brad Pitt video? This was the Brad Pitt video. We cover this exact topic, not last week, but the week before. Look for the video with Brad Pitt as the thumbnail. That's literally what this was about.
Yeah. Do they have more sales than you? Have they been on the platform longer than you? Do they have a higher review score than you?
They have a better listing quality score than you. So it doesn't... They are the Brad Pitt.
And occasionally, and I know this sounds crappy, but occasionally there are the anomaly sellers. There are people that come onto Etsy, they post like one-word things on there, and they're just new, and they just sale. We don't know how they do that. We don't know what makes that. It's rare, but it does happen.
Yeah.
And it's always kind of been that way.
Yeah. In most cases, it's because they've been around for a while. They created their listing a long time ago.
They could have had a past shop associated with that IP address that was incredibly successful. We know that Etsy prioritizes shops that have been successful in the past. There very well could be a chance that it could be an IP-based thing as well, because they do IP-based bans. So clearly they're looking at things from the IP address. So we have no idea.
About that.
Yeah. Do you ever run paid ads on Facebook or Instagram for your Etsy shop?
For me personally, they haven't run that great. In fact, Facebook, when you do ads on Facebook, those cross to Instagram. So I just make sure that my photo is optimized for both. I make sure that I'm using a square photo when I do advertising. That way it looks nice on Instagram as well. I will say that typically when I do a Facebook ad and it cross posts to Instagram, it performs better on Instagram. Facebook, I don't get very good performance. Instagram, I do. But my photos are very visually stimulating because I create a product that is unique to anybody else's. So that could be one of the influencing factors. But I have in the past. I see moderate success with it. Nothing astounding. But Instagram, I typically see better results from than Facebook.
See, so how does one build an audience? Sure, I have a few repeat buyers and some followers on Instagram and etc., but how do you actually grow that way?
Well, I'm going to try to answer this in as simple as possible, because this is literally what I teach a 9-module course on in Handmade Alpha Academy. That's the course, is building.
That's a very complex question to answer.
Right. But social media, being engaging with audience members, people who are coming around, making sure that you are personable, that you have great branding in place so that people are interested in following you, posting nonstop, even if it feels like nobody's paying attention to you, not repeating things that aren't working, and trying to evolve yourself as you go, making sure that you are experimenting with a lot of different types of marketing styles so you can ensure that you are able to identify when one of those marketing styles works. Making an email list so that you can begin funneling people into that so that you have them captured in a singular place. I'm a big fan of creating a Facebook group for the people who follow your brand. That way they have a cool little place to hang out. And we talk about how to do that effectively in Handmade Alpha Academy, but I've also got some YouTube videos on it. Making sure that your photos are visually stimulating and catered to the platform that you're advertising on. For example, Instagram doesn't like a bunch of text on your photos. Facebook, you can get away with text on your photos. So not overcrowding images that are going on Instagram. Branching out to new platforms as they evolve. A couple years ago, I would have said, if you told me that TikTok was the place to advertise products,
I would have told you were stupid.
Yeah, I would have said that's crazy. That's for kids and dancing. But no, TikTok is one of the #1 places right now to advertise products because it's performing so well. Even Etsy has a huge campaign. I think it's still like a beta type campaign, but they have a big thing pushing sellers to get on TikTok. So really, it's not one thing that you do. It's a lot of things that you need to do that are going to work in unison with each other. So.
See, Dulcie said, I have to do and get into the email thing. Writing out emails just seems so exhausting. I suppose I can use the same kind of email posts like I do on Facebook. I just want to rely less on Facebook.
It is
hang out where your audience is. I mean,
and they're always in their inbox. It is a lot of work, but you can schedule it ahead of time. You can sit down and batch it all out ahead of time and then not have to touch it anymore. So,
yes. See, I'm working on new content for my shop, but I only have 26 items at the moment. Would you recommend a newsletter sign up now or wait until I have more items? No, start it as soon as you can.
Yeah, start gathering contacts. Those people aren't just going to be buying those 26 items. They're going to be marketed to for the future of your shop and every item that you add. So the sooner you can get that going, the better.
Thank you for talking about income streams and audience building. I'm spending the next 6 months on building an audience and hoping that the work pays off. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you have the free time available on top of what you're already doing, if you're doing everything that you can, there's no reason not to put that extra time into another income stream. If you want to. You don't have to, but it never hurts. Where is the best place to find influencers on influencer platforms like Instagram and Facebook?
Yeah, YouTube. If you go into the About section of most YouTube influencers that are within your niche, you can usually find their email addresses. Instagram, you can usually find some pretty good influencers there. Just know that if you were to email 100 different influencers, one might respond, and that's normal. Mm-hmm. So make yourself a swipe file that you can just copy and paste and send to a lot of people, but make sure that you go in and edit it per person, because I get influencer requests all the time.
Oh my God. Yeah. You probably don't even know how many, because I'm the one that clears the inbox, but like 50% of our inbox now are people wanting us to do influencer stuff. No joke. And most of them aren't people that are here.
No, it's never people that are here.
It's never people that are here. It's just randos that find that we do Etsy stuff. But some ask for her and some ask for me. Some ask us to review products.
Yeah. And we could make money off of that, but we love you guys too much to recommend junk.
I don't know.
If we recommend something, it's something that we like, not because somebody pushed us to or asked us to.
Yeah, the influencer game to me just is uppity, and yeah. I don't want us to be part of that.
But to answer your question, you just expect a lot of people to say no, but expect to send a lot of emails, and when you get that yes is going to be like it's going to be the best day ever. So just don't be afraid of rejection, okay? Because most people probably will reject you. Me speaking as somebody who rejects a lot of people just because, maybe you're not right for their brand. Maybe they don't have the time. Maybe it's just not something that they're into. That's fine. They're going to have their reasons, but maybe you'll stumble across an influencer who absolutely loves your products and is totally into working with you. So.
Amber here. Question. Your offer of a 1-to-1 session if you're struggling with HAA at the end of the course. Has anyone ever needed to take you up on that?
Nope, never.
I mean, we had one, but it was more just because they didn't understand a particular thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like no.
I don't think a lot of people even know that exists. That's our open door thing. Basically, you get an open door application it's in HAA, and if you get through the whole course and you still you're like, you
just don't understand it.
I don't understand. I don't know how to do it. We have an application that you fill out. That way you get a little one-on-one with me. We've been running HAA. This will be year 3. Yeah, year 3.
Year 3.
Nobody's ever requested it. I've never had them.
And we're honest, because there's a good chance that, a lot of people just aren't business minded. And if you're just not understanding the material because business-minded stuff just isn't for you, we'll tell you that that's probably just not for you.
And we'll help you. I mean, we'll do
for sure. We'll do our best. Let's see. This is talking about Dogecoin. My understanding is that the coin is not technically owned. No, they ran into an issue with this when Dogecoin first started getting big. You're buying into their ownership of Dogecoin because they didn't have a way to incorporate a crypto wallet on your end of things. But again, they're working on that. So you own the crypto. You own stock in their cryptocurrency ownership, which is why they had to constantly shut off the market, because they had was it $1 billion or something like that set aside specifically for cryptocurrency, and then Dogecoin exploded and more than $1 billion worth of people jumped on it and started buying it. Anyway, do you have any advice on audience building? Would you consider doing a Friday bean on that? I think we just kind of covered that.
And we've got Friday beans on that. I would check out Amber Marie's really old interview where she talks about building a viral VIP club. But like I said, in essence, that's what Handmade Alpha Academy is. And I had to take 9 modules in 19 hours to get that into a course. So trying to teach you guys how to do it in an hour session isn't going to be an easy thing. Because there's so many different avenues that you can take in order to do it. So I would recommend watching Amber Marie's video and checking out a couple other videos on our channel, because there might not be a video that's just titled how to build your audience, but literally everything that we talk about builds your audience. And one of the essential pieces that you need for audience building, in my opinion, is an email list. We cannot legally teach you how to build that here, because there are so many laws and legalities. And if we teach you how to do that here and somebody messes it up and they get that, $450,000 fine per email sent because they messed something up, they could say that we are the reason that they messed it up.
It's up to that much.
Yeah.
Depends on what gets leaked. Realistically, you're probably going to pay like a $50 fine.
But either way, we don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Within Handmade Alpha Academy, we can do that because we have the direct contact with the students who are doing it. So that's
and when you sign the terms and conditions, you're basically stating that if you goose something up, you can't sue me for it.
so we love you. We wish we could, but there are videos on YouTube about it.
Yeah, there are.
MailChimp is what I personally use, so that's where I would start. It's free. And I believe that MailChimp has their own YouTube channel that has lots of tutorials, and since it's their platform, they can kind of teach you how to use it. So
Monkey said, Starla, you're amazing. I finally got to the top of the hill, just past 3,000 sales this month. Hell yeah.
Monkey's is one of our alphas of the quarter that's been up for like way more than a quarter. But you can check out her shop over at handmadealphaacademy.com. If you scroll down to the alphas of the quarter, you can see our top alphas for, man, I'm so far behind. I don't even know what quarter it was. We're going to be changing those out soon, so be sure to go check them out now.
Oh, yeah. Except for the wedding industry, we're crazy right now as far as sales. Yeah, which means in like 6 to 12 months, those of you guys that sell t-shirts, you need to make sure that you have the like happy divorce shirts ready to go.
That's true.
I shit you not. God, see?
I said you got one.
Well, that was my one.
No, that wasn't your one. You already got one.
Oh, well, are you going to give me another spanking? Oh, no.
Yeah, now you get 31 spankings. You're now 31.
I'm excited. Okay, so like with people going out more, can people also play things like D&D? Should I also expect as a dice maker to be quieter on Etsy or getting busier? You know, honestly, I don't know. Amber commented about this because last year was
huge right now.
Last year was one of the biggest years for Wizards of the Coast, mainly because almost everybody has a webcam on their laptop, right? So almost everybody was playing online campaigns, and then there's also like Tabletop Simulator and all that kind of stuff that people play. So who knows, man? I mean,
D&D is trending right now.
I don't see it dying down anytime soon, especially with people being able to actually go out and do things in person. There are so many people that didn't want to do the webcam D&D that are probably stoked that they're going to be able to go and play with their big group of 30 people that they sit around the table and hang out with, you know?
And I'm getting ads for like tons of dice makers right now. I'm getting tons of really cool Facebook video ads from big companies. So I know that there's a big market for it. D&D like kind of fell off the radar for like 20 years. Yep. And now it's huge.
It's
so
big.
I'm not saying that, you know.
Well, it's one of those things that like being a nerd has become cool. Like when we were in school, being a nerd was still something you got bullied for, but now it's like if you don't play video games, you're the dork.
Yeah.
Like D&D's where it's at. I hate when people complain about sales going down and blame Etsy for it while their sellers hardly make a sale every month. You know, a couple years ago, there was a whole thing talking about how Etsy was like targeting small shops and making them not get sales and this, that, and the other. And it was always like, why would they do that? They make the most money off of all of the new startup shops because those are the ones that don't make a lot of sales, but post a bunch of listings. That's where the Etsy gets a lot of their money from. So that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, if I make jewelry and gifts and want to start stickers / printed items, is it better to open a second shop or put them in my jewelry shop?
Okay, so like I said before, opening 2 shops does not equal double money. Double shop does not equal double money. Double shop equals double work, double hours, double marketing, double effort, double SEO, double maintenance, double shipping. So just know what you're signing up for, because I'm not a big fan of running 2 shops. I think that running 1 shop well is the best strategy. But if you want to run 2 shops, I don't see anything that ties jewelry to stickers. unless those stickers
Unless
are
it's like a similar theme.
Yeah. Those two things to me are so stickers are a cheap little thing that you put on a notebook. Jewelry is something expensive and valuable. I don't see any correlation unless maybe there's like if there was like an artist, for example, me, I make those skeleton key necklaces. If I made like stickers of my skeleton keys and offered them because it's my art, that would work.
Even that's a stretch though.
Yeah. I don't see anything that ties those two things together. I'm sure that there was a way that you could make them if you're tying them together.
If like your whole theme is like zombies or aliens or flowers or something like that, then and they're both that thing, then yeah. But other than that, no. Sarah, so can you take customers' emails from Etsy and use your email list? That's illegal.
Yeah. Remember when I said I don't touch this because people will mess it up and get themselves in trouble? That's how they get themselves in trouble.
There are like 7 countries with data protection laws now, and that's illegal in almost all of them. And I think even California, is starting to work onto that. So no, you can't do that. You can include a link in your
swipe files.
You can include your EPURL. You can include that under your fold under your
above the fold
under your banner,
in your shop announcement.
And then you can include like a business card when you ship things that has a place to sign up for your email list or your website or whatever on it.
You can put it in your 10 listing photos.
You can put it in your listing photos. Yep, absolutely. There's all kinds of places. However, you can not just copy and paste their email. That is against the law pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
What about the offsite ads? They're talking about if those were just a gamble. Pretty much the same thing. It's a gamble.
Yeah, I mean, test it. Don't take our advice here because we're not you. I haven't seen your shop. I can't tell you how your ad performance is going to do. I don't know what your targeting is like. I don't know who your target customer is. The only way that you're going to know is to test it, and you'll know if it's working or not. If it's not working, I would say over the span of maybe 3 weeks, you might consider changing up your strategy or just opting out. But if you make over $10,000 and you don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice, yeah.
No. With offsite, so.
Charlie had said, I don't know if you answered my question. No, you posted a link with it the first time you posted it, and YouTube blocks it automatically, so we can't even see your question.
Yeah.
How do you leverage Pinterest to attract buyers to your shop? We already kind of talked about that as well. We don't know a lot about Pinterest.
Yeah, so the things that I know about Pinterest are that, for one, they're very visually stimulating. For 2, Pinterest is heavily now relying on video content. So if you can get short videos, those tend to perform a lot better than still photos. You want to take up as much of the viewer screen as possible. So nice long images are going to tend to perform a lot better because they're going to see you for longer while they're scrolling through Pinterest. And it can also be SEO optimized. So making sure that you're using good keywords when pinning. You can do that with eRank. We have some Pinterest data for you that you can use. You can find keywords and see if people are typing in the keywords that you're using in your pins. Aside from that, I really don't have a lot of great strategies for Pinterest. I would say that creating some organized boards that almost are themed around your brand would be good. I have a lot of really great themed boards on my Pinterest account where I will do almost like a world. I did like an ocean world, and then I did a lot of really cool ocean aesthetic images along with my ocean themed keys. I think I did like a winter world with all of my wintry snowflake keys and, some winter aesthetic images. And I tried to create these little universes that the person could click on and almost feel like they belong in this nice little planet. So that's how I used it. I've got a lot of repins, but I don't have like a steady strategy there. That was me just kind of experimenting on my own. So.
Thus far, I've done okay selling high-end wire wrap jewelry around the $40 or $50 price range. Some pieces for $100 plus. I've been contemplating adding some more affordable pieces to the shop around $10 to $15 price range. Obviously easier to make. Is this a good idea or to have something for everyone? I don't see any problem with it.
So for wire wrap jewelry, $40 to $50 does not seem high end to me. I don't know what your skills are with wire
there's some
jewelry.
Pretty expensive wire wrap stuff out there.
When it comes to the wire wrap jewelry that I own, 40 to 50 would be on the like middle range for me. So you could totally make a couple cheaper pieces. I do. I don't think that $10 is a justifiable price.
That's usually like something like a little keychain piece or something like that.
Yeah, my cheapest keys that I sold in my shop were $15, and they were like this big. They were itty bitty. But I did sell a lot of them for someone who doesn't have a lot of money and they just want to pick up something small. All I can say is test it out.
Yeah.
You know, test it, see how it does. And if it doesn't work, you can always either disassemble, give them away, sell them somewhere else, sell them to somebody else who wholesale them out, whatever you need to do with them. But yeah, test it.
With gift orders, the packing slip includes the order form, which I believe is for your records, and the second page is the gift slip without the price, and you'll include that in the package.
Yes.
Yes.
The one without the price is the one that you do not stick in the package if somebody says that it's a gift order.
All right. Do you have any books or resources for creating a social media strategy like you do for marketing? I've enjoyed authors you recommended before.
I don't know if I've actually read a lot of books on social media strategy simply because social media strategy changes almost every year.
Yeah. Because there's new social media every year. The platforms look different.
Yeah.
I don't know any off the top of my head specifically for social media marketing.
Our social media I've got one inside Handmade Alpha Academy for social media and marketing. We've got a whole marketing timeline in there. But in terms of books, I hate to say it, but I really don't.
I think honestly, just general marketing books are where you're going to get the most information for that out of. And then you take the information that you learn from the marketing, like just the standard marketing books. And then once you understand a platform, you have to figure out how to apply that knowledge to that platform. Because like we said before, social media platforms change constantly.
You have to be adaptable.
Yeah, the way that their SEO changes, the way that they use images, the marketability, how they put you in front of an audience changes constantly.
Yeah.
So it's up to you to take the general knowledge that you learn from the marketing books and then make sure that you keep up with the understanding of the social media platforms you want to market on and then have them meet in the middle. I know that's confusing, but that's just kind of how it is.
The one YouTuber I really like who does talk a bit about social media marketing and kind of stays on top of stuff, his name's Chris Cubby, Kubby. He's a little raunchy. If you've got kids in the room, he curses a lot. But I really like his social media marketing, like the way he describes things. He's the one who I kind of got the Brad Pitt thing with. I just flipped it for SEO, but the whole Brad Pitt and that was from one of his keynotes. So Chris Cubby.
Is there a correlation between the number of listings you have and visibility on Etsy?
And
I think up to a point.
Somewhat, yes, because and once again, I do have a full video on this. It's called "How to Reel in the Etsy Customers." It was Friday Bean episode from last year.
Yep.
The more listings that you have in your shop, it's like having a bunch of fishing poles out in the water. Every single listing is a fishing pole out in the water. Okay. So if you've got one fishing pole out in the water, it's like you get one scratch off ticket, right? You may win, you may not. You may catch a fish with your one pole, you may not. But if you've got a bunch of fishing poles out in the water, that's more opportunities, because as long as they all have different keywords and they all are optimized a little bit differently, those are different experiments. Those are different fishing poles out in the water, and you are increasing the likelihood that a fish is going to bite that pole. So yes, having more listings definitely does have an impact to a point. When we look at some of the biggest shops on Etsy, like, for example, Planner Kate and a lot of the charm suppliers that sell different little charms, they've got thousands of listings, but their listings are priced very, very low. These are low-end products, and they can get away with this. This does not work as effectively for high-end products because it devalues the products. So if I go to a shop that has 1,000 listings and they're all for, dollar stickers, I'm fine with that. I will make my purchase. But if I go to a shop to buy a gold a gold and diamond necklace for my mother, and I want to get her for Mother's Day a gold and diamond, beautiful, handcrafted, smithed necklace. And I go to a shop and there are 1,000 listings. I'm going to assume that that's a piece of junk because no seller by hand is creating 1,000 handmade smithed gold and diamond necklaces.
No, definitely not.
The less listings I see in the shop, the more I'm going to feel,
So there's a point of diminishing return, basically.
Exactly. So you need to decide what's right for your shop.
Allie said, happy birthday, missed you guys. I've sold 3 Christmas ornaments in the last 2 weeks. Thanks for all the advice and help.
Wow.
Just out of curiosity, I'm assuming it's like a Christmas in July thing. I know a lot of people do something like that.
Christmas in July, yeah, that's a big thing.
Let's see. What are you getting for your birthday, Mark?
He already got it.
Well, I mean, I can't. That's an Alphas After Dark question. I mean, really.
No. Tell me what I got you.
I got a stand mixer with all the doodads and things to attach to it, and I'm very, very excited to use it.
Maki's, what's your shop name? Her shop name is Maki's.
How does your Alpha course differ from the other Etsy teaching courses? The market is full of different price scales. Cannot decide where to invest.
So there are no Etsy courses like Handmade Alpha Academy. And anybody who's taken Handmade Alpha Academy who's in the comments can verify.
Ours is Etsy specifically. Most other courses aren't Etsy specifically.
Well,
they're just general business courses.
Okay, there's a reason that our price point is higher than anybody else's. Okay? Handmade Alpha Academy is the only course that teaches you buyer and consumer psychology. It is the only course that is backed by science. There are no other courses out there that go into the psychology of why people buy and how to appeal to those psychological triggers that are, that aren't as easily explained in a quick tutorial on, here's how you make a photo in Photoshop. Handmade Alpha Academy isn't just going to teach you how to set up your Etsy shop, though we do that for the newbies who don't even have shops available.
Yep.
Handmade Alpha Academy is going to teach you the strategy that is going to bring longevity to your success, something that you're going to be able to apply and then live from for the lifespan of your shop. This is a forever strategy that you will forever be using in order to keep and maintain an audience and grow an audience. So, really, the only way that I can say to see how good it is to enroll.
There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, period. No questions asked. We don't make you do homework, which is another big difference from us over a lot of other Etsy coaches. You don't have to submit anything. You just have to make sure that you do it before the 30 days.
Yep.
And if there's extenuating circumstances, I've even refunded people after the 30 days sometimes. I don't usually do that.
Yeah.
I don't do that because it's against our rules too. But things happen.
But yeah, if there's a family emergency, like we're people, we get that. But 30-day money back guarantee, pop in, snoop it out. There's a reason that we have over 600 amazing students.
The big thing is that a lot of courses, and it's not just with Etsy courses, it's with most courses that you see out there. Course selling is a big thing right now. We've been doing it for a few years, and she did it the right way. A lot of sellers will do just experience. This is what I did to get my store where it was.
Anecdotal evidence.
We start with that. Yeah, anecdotal evidence only. We have anecdotal evidence. But you should also see the ridiculous bookshelf that she's got, just full of business books, where she's compiled all of the best information from all of the best sources that she could find, and then tested them, and then put them in a way that you can understand them for an Etsy shop specifically. Because most marketing books aren't for Etsy. Most people, or a lot of people that I know, still have never even heard of it. So that's where we kind of differentiate ourselves. It's the actual science, the actual real marketing information that has been converted and used on Etsy. And we have tons and tons and tons of successful sellers.
Yeah.
And this isn't just me trying to market. It's my honest opinion of it. I don't teach any of the material in HAA. I'm the guy that manages the website.
And not to mention, if we add anything to the course, you get that for free. Everything that we add is included. And not this year, but the following year, because we're getting better recording equipment and the content's going to stay the same.
We're going to re-record everything in higher quality, better sound, better imagery.
And you'll get all that too.
Yep.
You'll get
any updates or additions you get for free.
Yeah. We want to make it sound better since our mics are better now. Yeah, it still sounds great.
We've gotten better at what we do.
Yeah. So Yeah, if you guys have any other questions about it, feel free to let me know.
Question: when you say 2 shops, do you mean 2 shops with 2 different types of products, or do you mean having a website and having an Etsy shop? We're referring to two different products with 2 totally different shops.
Yeah, because if your brand is the same, if you've got the same brand on a website and Etsy, that's the same brand. It's the same business. You just have two avenues to make sales for that brand, and you can market them with one social media platform. You don't have to have, 2 different social media platforms for advertising. So
can I send a physical thank you note to customers if it's in the package?
In their package. You can't do it after the fact. You cannot mail things to them afterwards.
And I know it's a little bit weird because you probably get a bunch of spam mail in your box all the time, but the thing is that's not targeted mail. Everyone in your neighborhood gets that. That's how they're legally able to get away with that crap, is they print out enough to give to everybody in a city or everybody in a county or whatever, and then they give it to everybody in a county. They cannot specifically target you unless you clicked up somewhere that they can market to you. Signing up for an email list is kind of the same thing. I don't quote me on this, and again, not a legal expert, but I'm pretty sure if somebody signs up for an email list, that's a consent for you to market to them in any way that you want. So you could technically send them physical mail after that, but I wouldn't stretch that far.
I think that there's an opt-in, and there's a whole other list of rules for that.
Yeah.
With MailChimp, there is a mailing, some type of mailing law that you have to follow. I don't do physical mail. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah,
that's a whole other.
Just in the package.
Yeah.
That's the best way to know you're not going to get in trouble. Did Etsy change something so that the seller wouldn't show on all listings on the first page? No. Are they not doing that anymore? I see the same sellers taking up the majority of the first pages on searches. That is the listing quality score. We talk about that pretty regularly now. Yep.
You can still dominate search pages. There's no, that's why I get really ticked off when people are like, oh, don't use the same listings or the same keywords in more than one listing or you'll compete with yourself. You can't compete with yourself. That would only apply if you could only show up once for one search. You can show up infinitely for a search. It just depends on how high your listing quality scores are. Competing with yourself is not a thing. It is not possible. It is absolutely illogical. But yeah, they have not, what is that called? Clumping. They were testing declumping at one point. I've never personally seen them not clump, though. Clumping is still a thing. So you can still dominate a search page, which is what I would want. If somebody searches for World's Okayest Coach Mug and my shop only sells World's Okayest Coach Mugs, I want my mug to be all they find. I want them to only see listings of mine. So
see, I noticed on eRank that many of the shops that are having the highest sell really inexpensive jewelry / stones and crystals. I was surprised at how inexpensive and really cute stone rings, etc. Yeah, I mean, high output shops, costume jewelry is a big thing. People like really cheap jewelry so they can accessorize for every specific outfit. So yeah, that makes sense.
But that's not your target customers if you make high end jewelry. Yeah, it's easier to make one $100 sale than it is to make $101 sales. So that seller who made 100 sales on their little $1 rings, they're packing orders all day. Whereas someone who sells one $100 ring made the same amount of money, but they've only got to pack up one order and they only have to do the workload for one order and they only have to do customer service for one order.
Yep.
I would rather sell high end. I don't know about you guys, but I am all about making more money on a singular product rather than having to sell tons and tons and tons of little products. Which if you make stickers and stuff, that's different because stickers are a little easier. You can just stick them in an envelope and go. But if you make something that you really got to package up, that can get time consuming. My jewelry, it takes us an average of what? Like how many minutes do you think to pack one single order?
About 5 to 10 minutes.
Between the two of us doing it together.
Yeah, about 5 to 10 minutes.
So when we get like 100 orders, it's crazy.
And this person has 2 questions. I'll go ahead and hit them both. I got suspended from Etsy. What can I do to restore? I'm going to need to know exactly what you did. If you broke their terms of service, you probably can't.
Yeah, unfortunately.
If it was something minor, you might be able to convince them, hey, I didn't know this, that, and the other. Ignorance isn't an excuse for the law, is the old term. So for breaking the law, I mean. So if you broke a rule, then there's nothing you can do about it. If it's just a random suspension, which we've noticed has been happening a lot to newer sellers, then you just need to message them and let them know what's going on.
Okay, guys, real quick. Would you guys like a video about Etsy shops getting suspended? Because that's a new thing.
I just don't feel like there's enough detail.
No, I've already got.
Okay.
Shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up.
We're gonna box.
Do you guys want a shop or a video about shop suspensions? Just like a short one, like a 5-minute video about shops and all these shops that are getting suspended recently. Let me know. All right. What was the second part of their question?
Second part of it was, will you offer a suspended free guarantee if I do it correctly? What they're asking for here is that if they do everything right and they don't get anything from HAA, will we give them their money back? No, we won't do that. Because here's the thing.
600 students did it. So if you did it and you didn't see results...
not all 600 have been successful.
That's true.
But we have several that are making 6 figures now. If one person can do it based on just the material that we've provided, then we know that it works. It won't work for every product. It won't work for every industry. It won't work for every person because every person is different. It is entirely up to you to do the things correctly. And we've done it so many times with so many people that we know that it works. So if it doesn't work, it's either something with your products or something with your execution.
And if it's
something with your audience.
And if it's your products and audience, you can pivot and still use the information. So if I would say that if that's the case, if you might not want to enroll. That's
well, and you also, if your shop was suspended for breaking the rules, then you're not going to be able to even start a new shop because they probably will have IP banned you, so it won't matter anyway.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about Etsy is if you mess up, you get IP banned. They don't let you open another shop.
It's kind of weird. We're getting a mixed response on people with the suspensions. Few knows. Is there any particular reason why no, or just not something you're interested in? Which is totally fine. We have more than one yes, which means we're probably going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So just don't watch it if you don't want to watch it.
It's extra content.
It's free.
It's free.
It's free. It's free real estate.
We won't do a whole Q&A on it.
No. It won't be a Q&A. It'll just be one of our little 5-minute uploads like we usually do. Question. I know you mentioned before that mystery items weren't allowed. Is that still correct? Yes, it absolutely is. And I would expect that pretty much every website's going to be the same. I would watch it with your own personal websites because you can thank video games for this. It's considered gambling. Yeah. So I wouldn't push it.
Yep. No mystery boxes, mystery bags, mystery products, mystery eggs, mystery gift baskets. You can't do mystery anything on Etsy. Yeah. It's not allowed.
So yes, I think for Christmas in July, but the ones that have sold are specifically for breast cancer. Okay, I got you. So just I think as gifts too. So for like survivors and stuff like that, I get it.
And October's breast cancer awareness month, so they might be buying now to give as a gift for October, so that person in October can put it on their Christmas tree in November if they put it up. So that makes sense.
Didn't Pam do a video on shop suspension? I don't know. Did she?
I'm not sure.
Maybe she did. Farrah said there's another Etsy course out there that bugs the tar out of me. Their info's so out of date, and I can't believe people buy it. Man, and I kind of give them a little bit of slack for that because once we had to update MailChimp, and we updated MailChimp, and then like a week later, MailChimp updated stuff again.
So we had to do a patch up.
So we had to do another patch up video, and that's one of the things that we need to re-record.
Yeah, there's an update in there with the up-to-date information, but you got to watch the update video, and
and it's such a nightmare.
And then when SEO kind of changed, we had to re-record what was a 3-hour lesson, and I had to break that down into 8 individual smaller videos, and it was crazy, but it's all fixed now.
Question. If you purchase HAA, do you have access for life? And are you an HAA for life?
You
Absolutely, yes. As long as you're not a jerk.
Yeah.
Because I think it's only happened once that I've banned someone for being a dill hole.
What? But
I can't even remember why.
Just the group though, not like once you're in, you can get on the website for life.
Oh no, I have it set in the terms that if someone's a dill hole, I can kick them out no matter what.
That was the person who tried to steal our content that we banned.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there was somebody else that was trying to steal our content.
She did. She basically stole our course and put it in Spanish.
Don't give any more detail. That's a legal thing.
Well,
hello. I've been trying to get an honest review of my shop. Do you know how I can find that? Sign up for the email list next week when we put it out for shop critiques, and maybe you'll be one of the lucky people that does that.
Either that or down below, the Handmade Alpha Facebook community is linked. You can link your shop, but you need to ask a specific question because we don't allow advertising, and we know the difference between advertising and asking for help. So if you want to go in there and say, hey, here's my shop link, I would like some ideas on what I could do to improve, that's fine. Feel free to join. We've got over 9,000 alphas now, many of which are in Handmade Alpha Academy, and I'm sure they would be more than happy to let you know what you could improve on.
The 40 to 50, because this was the one that was selling the wire wrap.
Got it.
The 40 to 50 range is currently my low end. 100 plus is the high end. Was considering bringing the 15-ish very simple pieces to make the 40-50 mid-range for my shop. I think I'll test.
Yeah, totally.
I don't see any problem with that. Little keychain things, little additions, little things like that. I don't see any problem with that. Little pins if you can pull it off. Also, is it true you shouldn't post your link as it hurts your conversion if people don't buy from your shop? No, you can post your link wherever you want.
No, that's
I don't even think they would be able to do that.
Conversion rate is an important factor, but typically when we talk about conversion rate, we're talking about people who find you organically in search. And I doubt that you're funneling so much traffic from posting your link somewhere that it's going to hurt your conversion rates that much. Conversion rate is a metric that we use to see how many people find us organically in search and then convert from a casual shopper to a buyer. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. And absolutely post your links. If you're advertising, you need to post your links.
Not here though.
Yeah. People need to be able to find you though if you post on social media.
Pam did one 4 weeks ago. 12 reasons Etsy will suspend your shop.
You know why? You know why? Because that's not what I'm talking about though. I know what it's not a video.
That's breaking. That's different.
Right. I'm talking about shops that are getting suspended right now for no reason. Not the reasons that you can get suspended. We did the video on that first, and then Pam did a video on it. But those are reasons that you can get your shop suspended by breaking the rules. What I want to make is a video covering the shops that are getting suspended right now for no reason whatsoever. And that is a huge problem right now. So I'm going to ask you again, do you want a video about the shops that are getting suspended for no reason? Because I might have some super top secret insight on that because our Etsy shop might have got suspended.
It might have.
Not Art by Starla more, a different one.
Somebody answered this, but would you like to know all the reasons, or I would like to know all the reasons for getting banned so not to make mistakes? Danielle, no. Who was it? Doug. Yeah, it's up to you to read the terms of service. You click a little thing that says, I agree to Etsy's terms of service when you sign up for an account. That is what you have to read. I mean, genuinely, that is what you have to read. Everything that they can ban you for has to be in there legally. Yeah. They can't ban you for anything outside of that.
And if you go to my channel, we did a Friday Bean episode a few weeks ago. 10 reasons Etsy sellers get banned or something like that. Look for the picture of Marc and I in jail. Because we cover at those exact things, their terms of service and all of the reasons that Etsy sellers get banned from the platform.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I've seen some sellers use their shop strictly for launch drops, leaving it in case room mode until product launch. What are your thoughts on this strategy?
Yes.
We literally do that. Yep.
And I love it. I love it.
Major brands do it.
Oh, I love it.
It's not even like Cloak, for instance.
You go to
Markiplier and Jacksepticeye's brand, two of the biggest YouTubers on the platform. That's literally how they do it. They do a launch like once every 2 weeks or so. They have a big audience, though. They've got like millions and millions of people. But they do it. Big brands do it. Even companies like Buckle at the mall, they do it. They even call me. Buckle friggin' calls me to let me know that they're doing a summer launch or something. Don't do that.
Scarcity tactics are fantastic.
They are real, dog.
Sellout launches are great because it makes your audience pay attention. We normally, if you've got infinite products, it's really hard to get people to pay attention. If you have a limited number of products and a very small window to purchase, they know that they have to purchase if they want that thing. They can't put it off. They can't wait until a better time. They have to be sitting there waiting for that launch to drop. We have several brands that do that we follow, and we will sit and wait until they launch a product just so we can buy it. I think it's a great strategy. It's one of my favorite marketing strategies, and it's very, very trendy right now. It's so easy to market.
That would be very interesting versus explaining the rules. Yes. Yes, I'd love to know that. Yes. What does one actually do when an influencer says yes? Send them the earrings? Okay, so when it comes to influencers, if they're like one of the kind of people that typically does look at a product and then shouts it out, or they write a blog article or something about it, they will usually have their own terms for how they do something. Once they say yes, that's when the negotiation process starts. Some of them won't know. If they're a smaller influencer, they won't know what they want. So then it's up to you to kind of come up with the terms. But most of them will want a very specific thing. They'll want it within a specific time frame. They'll want to know what you want said about it, or what you think is special about the product. It's up to them, really. I would definitely educate yourself though on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and make sure that you have a plan as well, because if they message you and they say, yeah, I would love to, what do you want me to do?
You need to have an answer for that.
Yeah, don't say, I don't know. Do what you're comfortable doing. Don't say, I don't know. Make sure that you say, well, I was thinking it would be great if you wanted to do this, if you're comfortable with shouting out my brand, and in return, I will share, your video. Or
Samantha, that's perfect answer for it. Proper influencers will have a contract telling you exactly what they want from you and what they will do for you. Yeah. I mean, that's typical, just business stuff. If they're an influencer, they know exactly what they want, because 9 times out of 10, as an influencer, they're taking a risk taking on your product. If you end up burning somebody and it was somebody that they recommended buy something from you, then it falls back on them. So the influencers are usually pretty strict.
All right.
Good ones.
Before we get to the last question that's in here for now, guys, we've got 161 viewers. Make sure that you get in your last minute questions. We only have 52 likes on this video. We're here 2 hours of our Friday.
There's 157 of you here. That means we could have at least 105 more. And I know that some of those original likes haven't been hit on there yet. So like it.
For Mark's birthday.
For my birthday.
He is going to be 30 tomorrow. This is the last day of his 20s.
Every like on there is an extra spanking over 30 that I get. Give me a spanking.
I'm going to warm these hands. Going to warm these hands. Going to be making some biscuit buns.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't.
You can have a like. Well, thank you for gifting me with that. There's 75 now. We're getting up there. Okay, continuing on.
My hands are going to be...
So are my buns. What do you think about Connect Spocket with Etsy? I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea what that is. So I don't have an opinion, unfortunately. Feel free to let me know what it is, but I probably won't have an opinion until I look more into it.
How to make sure those influencers will do their end of the deal. My product takes 50 plus hours to make, plus I live in Asia. First, make sure they're a legit influencer. Look at their content. If they are a legit influencer, not just some jerk, they're going to have people that follow them. They're going to have an audience. They're going to interact with people.
They're going to have past reviews of products.
They're going to have past reviews of products. And if they don't, probably not real. That's just how it is. If you're a smaller brand and someone's asking you for a product, probably not going to be real. So yeah, just check on their background, check their history. And if they don't end up doing a review of your product, it could be a couple different things, really. Could be the product. I mean, I hate to say that, but I got to be the brutally honest guy. So if you've got a nice product and you send it to them and you know that it's good and you've got a lot of good reviews already, you're an established brand, something like that, and they don't do it, then it might just be something they didn't want to do. And there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah. Hopefully there's a contract in place, though, and they already have a game plan ready for things like that. So
what do you do when USPS damages the product and a customer wants a refund?
I would send them a refund. If I ordered something from Amazon and it arrived to me and it was messed up, I would expect that I would either be sent a new product that I could, return it, or that I would be reimbursed.
Yep.
That's what I would expect.
That's how, you're a small seller, but you should still treat it like you're a brand. Right?
I would, if the customer wants a refund, I would ask them to please send it back, even if it's damaged, because they shouldn't get to keep product and money. but I would definitely do something to help the customer. Don't leave them hanging. That's not what you would want if it were you. And I know it sucks, but that's kind of why, I recommend having extra products laying around that you don't list. If you make, 120, oh, that's too many. If you make 25 necklaces, maybe list 20 of them, keep 5 on the side in case something like this happens, which is what we did. We kept a couple extra as buffer space just in case something happened, because we know that things happen. I recommend sitting and writing down all the worst case scenarios that could possibly happen to one of your packages, and then make sure that you have a plan of action in place to kind of combat that issue. So,
all right.
You look so handsome.
I am handsome. That's right.
Boy.
You don't want a spanking from some of us, Mark. You don't know that.
You
don't know what I like.
That's true. He might want one of those tunnels.
Just one of the, just a spanking line.
Like the spank train.
Spank train.
Man, we used to do that like in school, and now as an adult, I'm thinking that's lining up all the little kids
for birthday
weird. Spankings.
It's a little weird. It's only weird if you think of it weird, though, right? Well, it's like a lot of things. It's only weird if you make it weird.
Yeah, because I don't know. That's strange.
Are Facebook ads worth running? Etsy ads have been kind of meh for me. Yeah, I don't have any problem with running Facebook ads. Just do it right.
Yeah. Just track your results. If you're not seeing results from it, it's going to be a case-by-case basis, just depending on the type of content that you're promoting, the type of product that you're promoting, the people you're targeting. It's going to be an ongoing experiment. So.
All right. Have y'all set a date to open your shop? Have we? I don't know.
Yes,
Did we?
The 8th, guys. Make sure that you're on the email list down below for Alpha Adapt. This is the mysterious new brand that Amber Marie and I are launching a week from tomorrow. You guys have no idea what we're selling. We have not announced anything about what we are selling. You have no idea. But we are selling a product, and really, the purpose isn't for us to sell what we're making. Though it'll be great if you guys could buy some, because Amber's getting all that money to come to the United States to meet us, and we're going to make videos for you guys. But the purpose is for you guys to study what we're doing. We want you guys to see us build an Etsy shop from the ground up. We're doing all the marketing. We're doing the email list. We're basically following Handmade Alpha Academy 100%. That way you can watch us do it. Normally around this time of year, we do like student interviews and things like that. But this year we've decided that we are going to build a shop using HAA. And hopefully that alone is testimony to show you how great my course is. But even if you don't enroll in HAA, you can still study what we're doing and copy it. So hopefully you're on the email list down below for Alpha Adapt. There's also freebies down there. We have my Summer Survival Guide. If you guys are experiencing slow sales right now, you can be sure that slow sales are going to continue as weather warms up. So that's going to be a checklist that's going to teach you things that you can do now to kind of stay afloat during summer, but it's also going to give you some strategies so that you can prepare for when sales start to pick up starting in September. So that's free. We've also got the 2021 marketing calendars down below, so you know when to market, where to market. It's a full marketing plan for you, and it goes out until December. Amber's wholesale cheat sheet spreadsheet, that's linked down below, also free. There's a video that goes with it. Make sure you watch the video. You won't know how to use it if you don't watch the video. And if you request to edit our official document in Google Drive, you are not going to be approved. So watch the video for that. And then the last freebie down below are my SSAR email swipe files. Though, or I guess not email. SSAR customer service swipe files. Those, I know, those are going to help you to get more 5-star reviews while following Etsy's terms of service. And they are also going to help you to build your listing quality scores. This is going to help your overall search ranking, which is a part of SEO. This is going to help to get your products in front of more people, because the higher your listing quality score, the more likely it is that Etsy is going to recommend your products in search. So make sure you get all the free stuff. Make sure that you sign up for the Alpha Adapt email list. And make sure that if you're interested in Handmade Alpha Academy on June 14th, it'll be open for 10 days for enrollment. The link for the waiting list is down below for that as well. And there's a full page of information. There's a video of student testimonials if you're interested in that kind of thing. Sign up. Opting in does not obligate you to buy. However, it does ensure that you get a big fat discount when doors open June 14th.
All right, you good? Now we got like 5 questions that popped up.
Let's
All right.
do it.
Are Etsy ads usually so expensive? I'm being charged like 30 cents per click. You should go watch Pam Duffy's video on Etsy ads because, yeah, we're not a fan of how they're handling them right now.
Yeah.
They're draining it, and if they're draining it and you're not getting a return on your investment, then I probably wouldn't be doing them, to be honest with you. I mean, seriously, Etsy's being kind of dirty with their ads right now.
You're going to love your 30s, Mark.
I love every day now that I've
Guys.
conquered my existential dread. It's wonderful.
Guys, I keep telling him 30s like for men.
It's going to be the dirty 30s.
30s for men.
I'm doing dirty 30s, and I'm going to be wearing a lot of polos. I think 30s is going to be polos.
You got this.
Or at least 30 to 31.
Polos.
Polos. I think polo shirts.
I like this tie-dye. That looks good on you.
It does.
You look really good.
Let's see. Happy birthday and happy spanking session. That's going to look really weird out of context for whoever watches this after.
You're right. It's happy spanking session.
Okay. What do you do when a buyer purchased an item and then the next week I launch a sale and now they want a refund for the difference? Ask them if they would like whipped cream and cherry on it because they can eat it.
Yeah, tough luck. Sorry.
Tough luck. Does literally any brand ever do that? I wouldn't even respond to it if I'm honest with you.
Don't
and if
respond.
they leave a bad review because of that, just report it to. Don't even respond to the review. Report it to Etsy. They'll take it down. They can't do that.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yep, I know that sounds harsh, but you can't do that at Walmart. You can't do that. There's nowhere that you can do that. That's sorry, but where is that link at? Which one?
What's description down below? If it was a link we talked about for something in the video, it's down below, more than likely. If you're talking about the one for the shop critiques, that will be in next week's video.
Yeah. We'll put that in the description next week.
Let's see. The spreadsheet was a godsend. I changed a lot of it, but it helped me figure out how to start the spreadsheet. Yeah, there was one piece of helpful advice that one person did comment through email that I fully agree with, and that is if you are doing wholesale, if you're doing wholesale and you have a repeat customer, somebody that buys a lot of stock from you, you can get to a point where you build up enough of a relationship that you're not asking for a payment up front. When you're negotiating a price for something, sometimes if someone has a lot and they're selling a lot of your product from their store, the time it takes for them to message you and then you to message them back and then you're coordinating and then you send the invoice and then they buy it and then you ship the products, it could take a week for you to get all that communication done. And sometimes they need product like this. So if you already have a reputation with a company or with an organization that's buying a lot from you, sometimes it's okay to ship them stuff ahead of time, just as long as you have an invoice set and a date for it to be paid.
Yeah, there needs to be trust there and maybe a contract.
And maybe a contract. If you have a contract with a company, there's nothing wrong with sending them a product before they pay for it, because sometimes they might have a treasury department in their organization and it takes a while to coordinate with them and that kind of stuff. So you might end up actually hurting a business and ruining reputation by not just shipping them the product. But I would never do that the first time. Let's see. I really struggle with adding tags in Pinterest. Me too, dog. I don't use Pinterest.
eRank, that's all I can say is keyword optimize it the same that you do with Etsy. eRank's got Pinterest data, and not a lot of people know that. Not as many people use it. So make sure that you use it, because if we notice that people aren't using something, we might get rid of it. And I don't want to get rid of it because I love that we have all that data.
Questions about descriptions, short versus long, sentences versus bullet points, adding all info or linking to FAQ. Also how to link an FAQ.
I don't like linking an FAQ. Nobody's going to click on that.
Nobody's going to click on it. Short versus long doesn't matter as long as you get your point across.
So descriptions, they're only going to see a little bit of it, and then they have to click show more. Just like our YouTube description, how you have to click show more to get the links to the freebies. Same way on Etsy now. I hate it. But what I recommend is start with a bulleted list where you can see all of the bullet points without clicking show more. The things that they need to know. The size, the processing time, the material, whatever you want to put in
that should be kind of up front and center, first thing they see.
And then when they click show more,
whatever other stuff you want to stuff in there about it.
Yeah,
I like shops that are descriptive with it, but not like a
sick paragraphs.
Yeah, I don't want a novel.
Yeah.
Break it up where it's readable. If I open it and I get anxiety, then I'm not going to read it.
Yeah, stop.
You know?
Start with your bullet list first so they know, but then give the extra details for the ones who want to know more.
Yep. 30s is more rock star and more got your stuff together in your 20s. Man, I don't think I'm ever going to have my stuff together. Life changes too much to ever have it together. Every time I get something together, things take a whirlwind and I'm doing something different and then I no longer have my stuff together. Let's see. I'm 29. I'll be 30 in January 1st. Here, 30s for men are better than the 20s, so I'll live it up and enjoy it. I got a busted knee and a bad back. Where are y'all getting this from? How long does your course run for? 16 hours before bonuses, 19 hours afterwards ish.
I think that she's more asking. It's
you're enrolled for life.
Yeah, you're enrolled for life. It's your own pace.
Yeah, it's your own pace. It's just like going to YouTube.
Yeah,
but we have to charge for it because it was literally like thousands of man hours.
So. Yeah, it's you go in and everything's pre-recorded and ready to go. You get a Facebook group to work with me and the other Alpha alumni who are often way more insightful than I am because they are so darn smart. And you can take the entire course at your own pace. We have some Alphas who enroll in June and then realize that they're too busy. And then they pick up the course in, January. So it doesn't matter when you enroll. Mm-hmm.
Check influencers on Social Blade too. Make sure the following is real. Yeah, absolutely. I never think to recommend Social Blade, even though I use it myself.
That's great.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes. Do you use tags in Pinterest in the descriptions? Where would the tags even go? I haven't been tagging anything. I don't know. I don't use Pinterest. I have no idea.
I keyword optimize my Pinterest descriptions with keywords.
I like the camera focus and lighting. Good job. Thank you. All credit goes to NVIDIA for their NVIDIA broadcast software. It is freaking wonderful.
She's coming downstairs.
It is. Taylor, we're still live streaming. Okay, don't worry about it. And the cool thing is, too, I've got it running now, and I'm typing on my very loud keyboard, which is right underneath this mic, and you can't hardly hear it at all, even though my voice is probably cutting out a little bit. It's pretty wonderful. Yeah. It's pretty wonderful software. If you're a streamer, I highly, highly recommend. Look how bright it got. It's doing that. I highly recommend looking into it. I know. That's why I'm excited to get your freaking thing over there, and we can get another light over here, and it'll always be like that. This light is the reason my eyes aren't like that. I can do this.
Your eyes are so pretty.
So pretty blue. Okay, guys, that is pretty much it. If you aren't subscribed yet, make sure you click the subscribe button. Click the little bell icon to get notified every time we go live and every time we upload a video. Hit the like button if you liked it. Hit the like button if you didn't like it. Comment below what your favorite part of it was. I don't know.
And we'll be working on a video about Etsy shops getting suspended for no reason, just like Adapt did. But it's still launching. We've worked around it, and I'm going to teach you how in that video that I haven't recorded yet. Adapt, the mysterious brand that you guys don't even know what we're making, is launching a week from tomorrow. Get on the email list. You don't even have to buy anything. We just want to make sure that you guys are able to study exactly what we're doing, launching a brand from scratch. Handmade Alpha Academy, June 14th. Mark it on your calendars. For anybody who wonders how much it is, we've had a couple emails about it. For the public, people who aren't on my email list, people who aren't in the Alpha community, people who I don't give super secret discounts to, it is $1,997. However, for Alphas that are on the email list, on opening day, you guys get a private link. You will not be able to find it anywhere. You will not be able to Google it, and you will not be able to go to handmadealphaacademy.com to get it. People who go directly to handmadealphaacademy.com will pay $1,000 more. If you're on our email list or you're in the Handmade Alpha Facebook community, I'll be posting the secret link that gives you guys $1,000 discount, making the price of the course $997. One-time payment. You're in for life, self-paced, 30-day money-back guarantee, or you can pay $199 per month for 6 months and get all the same stuff. There's no drip feeding. Everything is in there from the moment that you enroll. You don't have to do any homework. If you end up wanting a refund, you don't have to explain why. You can just send email, and you could send an email that says refund, please. Please. Refund, please. And we will issue your refund.
Yes. So. We did have one question. Is there a chair you recommend? These are all right. These gamer chairs are all right.
He's falling out of love with them.
I'm falling out of love with them. They're not as good as I would like them to be. They're comfortable. Don't get me wrong. They're comfortable. They hold their firmness forever, but it's like they're good for the price. For like the $250, $300 that you pay for a chair like this, they're not bad. If you have the money for it and you want like actual comfort, make sure you get the right size. But the Herman Miller Aeron chairs, They're probably the best chairs that you can buy. They come in different sizes specifically for your body height. There's all different kinds of ergonomics built into it. Get all the bells and whistles. They even have wheels that are meant for hard floors. If you got a wood floor, they've got like a rubber coating on them so they're not loud. Like, they're great for apartments because they're not loud for the people below you. But they're like $1,500 with all the bells and whistles. So
Dawkins, I'm on the email list but never received an email. Which one? If you're on Alpha Adapt, I've only sent one email. I sent it the week before last, I think.
If you're on our main marketing list for like HAA and stuff like that, and you've never received an email, then shoot an email over to starla@handmadealphaacademy.com and I'll get to you in the next couple days.
Yeah. But for Alpha Adapt, we're sending an email out tomorrow. So keep an eye on that.
Yeah. Priscilla said, my office has the Herman Miller chairs. I missed them. Yet.
Oh, for the waiting list.
We haven't sent anything out yet.
No, it's not open yet. So
it's not open.
You won't get anything until it opens.
Yeah. She said that her office has Herman Miller chairs. Yeah. The wild thing is the Herman Miller chairs are the reason that I have a bad back, because they had the wrong sizes. They just bought the extra large chair for literally everyone. So the ergonomics are bad. You have to make sure. And they have a size chart you can look up for your exact body type. But anyway, that's enough for this week. Also, if you have those chairs, there's a third-party headrest you can buy that's friggin' dope.
Are we froze?
Are we froze? I don't know. No, we're still running.
Oh, okay.
It's just being stupid.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. We will have a video next week about Etsy shop suspensions. Next week's episode of the Friday Bean is going to be super fun. We're going to be talking about Alpha Adapt and starting a brand from scratch and the challenges and the things that we needed to kind of work around, and new adaptations. The way that society has changed how an Etsy shop should function, or how a new business should function. I will give you guys, well, no, I'll save that for next week, because that'll ruin it.
I posted the name of the chair in the comment section so you could look for the exact one. It's got a goofy spelling.
Okay.
All right, we will see you guys next week. We'll have some other videos coming up hopefully next week as well. Happy birthday. Goodbye.